Hey fellow readers slash gamers, I am back with another playthrough of Everlasting Summer. This is, I guess, episode number 6 now. In my last episode, we should have had ourselves a, quote, hentai scene. Really, it was just a girl in her panties from behind, so it wasn't like we missed a whole lot. But I did discover at that point that the game was censored from Steam. Now, not that I really want to have a whole bunch of hentai stuff on my channel, but a little bit of research proves to me that apparently some of the quote-unquote censored adult material actually has impact on some of the story. So I found a way to patch it. Wow, wow, okay, yeah. So anyway, so we have an uncensored complete game. And like I said, it's not that I really feel that the channel needs it, but there's just something about playing an incomplete game that just bothers me regardless of the material that's been cut. So anyway, so where we left off, I was about to make a choice to start visiting different locations that I hadn't been to before, and I'm guessing that I'm going to go to the clubhouse first. So let's do that now. I went to the clubhouse. To tell the truth, I never really liked extracurricular activities. At school, I used to find any excuse to skip extra classes. At university, I had no interest in participating in the student council. I wasn't interested in boxing, aero modeling, or sewing. Aero modeling? So I came here just to check off the box. Nobody was there. I found myself in something like a hut of a junior robot enthusiast. There were wires and simple printed circuits scattered everywhere, chips, and on the table proudly stood an oscillograph. I heard voices from another room, and then 2 pioneers appeared. One was electronic, the other one I didn't know. It's another dude. Oh, hi, Semyon. We've been expecting you. It seems he knows everything about everyone. Why were you expecting me? Well, of course, because you came to sign up to our cybernetics club, didn't you? He didn't let me answer. And this is Shurik. He's in charge here. I assume there's only 2 of you in the club? Well, you can say that it's 3 now. Shurik came up to me and assertively offered his hand. His face was somewhat familiar. Welcome to the club. Yep. Now, I'll show you around. Make yourself at home. Guys, I just wanted to... We're always welcoming new members. He said it in such a way that the anthem of the Soviet Union suddenly started playing in my head. Anyway, it's amazing. I even remembered the words. In the 1st grade, I had a textbook with the lyrics in the back. No, I just wanted you to sign my checklist. Yep, you sign up to the club, we'll sign your checklist. He grinned. I was getting ready for a long and boring argument, but then I heard someone enter. I looked back and saw Slavia. Ah, Semyon. I hope they're not giving you any trouble. She narrowed her eyes, looking at the future of the motherland's robotics industry. I know these 2. They can. Well, actually, I just need to get my checklist signed. I decided to take advantage of the situation. No problem. Give it to me. Slavia took the paper and marched up to Shurik. Sign it. Hold on, we're not done yet. You're done. Sign it. Now. I like this girl. She gave Shurik such a threatening look that it made him lose every possible objection. He wrote some squiggles on the checklist. I thanked Slavia, then I moved on in a mellow mood. Music club. We'll go there now. The music club, a small 1-level building, was located some distance from the other camp buildings. Does that mean they're not good and nobody wants to hear them? I opened the door and entered without hesitation. There were enough instruments for a whole orchestra here, drums, guitars, even a piano. I spent some time looking closely at every instrument, wanting to guess the time period they were from, but suddenly I heard a crawling sound coming from underneath the piano. Oh, pantsu! A girl. Seems like she was looking for something. She was standing on all 4s in such a suggestive pose that I hesitated to speak at first. Excuse me? Ah, who's there? Oh, I think she just hit her head. She tried to stand up, but the bottom of the piano prevented her from doing so. Ouch! She struggled out. Sorry, I scared you. It's nothing. Oh, you got a checklist. You must be new here. She looks like, Hatsune Miku? I don't know. You know, the Vocaloid singer. Yeah. My name is Miku. Somebody totally knew that one. That wasn't even trying to be like under the corner, eh? Like, they're just like right up there. No, really, I'm serious. Nobody believes me, but it's my real name. My mother is Japanese. My dad met her when he was building... Well, it wasn't him who was building. He's an engineer. And he was working on a nuclear power plant there, or a dam, or a bridge. Whatever. She was talking so fast she swallowed half the words she tried to pronounce. I'm Semyon. Great. Want to be in our club? It's only me here now, but it will be 2 of us then. Do you play anything? When I became antisocial, I bought a guitar and learned a few chords, but then I forgot about it. Since I quit everything that required more than a couple of hours to learn, you know, I wasn't planning to do anything like that, really. Oh, it's okay, I'll teach you. Maybe a trumpet, for example? How about a violin? I know it all, honestly. There was no point in arguing with the orchestra girl, since there was only another cascade of words waiting to blast at me. Hey, I'll think about it. Can you just sign it for now? Yes, sure. Give it to me. Be sure to come around. I sing, too. I'll sing you some Japanese folk songs. Or maybe, if you're not into that, something more contemporary? Sure. Thanks. Gotta go now. Of course. Come anytime. Yeah, it's Hatsune Miku. The end of her sentence stayed inside. It might be nice to hang around with a guitar in the evening, but in such company. What's the problem with her company? She was just cute. I turned to leave and came face to face with Elisa, tsundere girl. She eyed me suspiciously. Why did you come? The checklist. Got it signed? Yeah? Then move it. Elisa went inside, and I hurried to leave the place. Why has she got to be so rude? Okay, infirmary or library? Let's go to the library first. Let's see what happens at the library. Actually, I love reading, but spending my days in a library under the current circumstances was well beyond my scope. So I'd better hurry up with this checkpoint. I don't see the point. What's the problem with hanging out in the library? You might learn about where you are. As I stepped inside, a memory from my childhood emerged in my head. It was very vivid. I'm 7 or 8 years old. I'm at the library with my mother. While she's looking through the books I might need for my studies, I'm sitting in the corner and looking through their collection of comic books. Back then, I didn't know why they had so many, or why couldn't I take some with me. The notion of collective property was something my mind hadn't grasped yet at that age. However, back then whole concepts of property was pretty hazy to me. This memory seemed even stranger now while I was standing in this particular camp where they might have managed to build communism in 3 years. Soviet symbolism was all over the place and the shelves were full of related literature. Of course, I wasn't planning to read any of these. Getting acquainted with a full collection of books by Marx was the last thing on earth I would think of. Where's the librarian? I didn't spend much time looking for her. I looked closely. Short hair, thick glasses, rather cute face. She was snoring so peacefully, I couldn't just wake her up. I can wait. If she doesn't wake up in half an hour, maybe then... I couldn't just sit there, so I took a random book from the nearest bookshelf. Arthur Schopenhauer, The World as Will and Representation. I opened it roughly in the middle and started reading. The life of a man with its endless upkeep, wants, and suffering is to be regarded as the explanation and paraphrase of the procreative act, i.e., the absolute claim of the will to live, and furthermore it is also the reason the man owes nature his death and thinks with anxiety of this debt. Is this not the evidence that our existence involves guilt? At any rate, we always exist, from time to time, pain with death for our birth. We always exist and alternately bear all the joy and sorrow of life, since neither of both can pass us without some effect. That is a result of our stated will to live. Thus, the fear of death, which in spite of all the miseries of life holds us firmly to it, is really elusive, but just as elusive is the impulse which has attracted us into it. This attraction itself may be seen objectively as the mutual longing glances of two lovers. They are the purest expression of the will to live, in its affirmation. How gentle and tender it is. It wants happiness and quiet pleasure, and mild joys for itself, for others, for all. Oh, death. Maybe this is like purgatory or something. Someone knocked on the door. I closed the book quickly and put it back in its place. What a nice habit, knocking on the door. I should pick it up. But then we wouldn't see panties, pantsu. It was Lena. Oh, hi. I smiled. Hi, I just wanted to return a book. She had the copy of Gone with the Wind that I saw yesterday. Oh, Senya's sleeping. I'll come back later. I'm awake. I turned around in surprise to look at her. She eyed me closely from behind her table. What is it you wanted? I needed you to check here. Give it here. She quickly signed the paper and gave it back to me. She had this look on her face that made me want to keep quiet. Lena came up to her to return her book. I thanked Senya and went out. Well, that was rather uneventful. I'm thinking that whole passage on like the desire and will to live and everything, maybe this is like, maybe I was in an accident and this is like my coma dream, and me like macking on all these girls is my will to survive, my will to live. I don't know. Or maybe that's where we all are. Maybe we're all in like purgatory. Maybe that's what this is. Let's go to the infirmary is the last place we're going. What's the point of visiting the infirmary? My health was fine. The fresh local air clearly did me some good. I felt fresher than usual. Not to mention, like, you're a teenager again. That I'd probably feel a lot fresher if I was a teenager too. But I just have to visit it. I entered. A common infirmary, like my school doctor's room. A middle-aged woman sat at the table. Hello, nurse. Obviously, she was a nurse. She gazed intently at me, assessing me while continuing to write something. Well, hello, pioneer. Oh, that's freaky. She's got one red and one blue eye, said the nurse without being distracted from her work. Good afternoon, ma'am. I have something. Sit down, please. I can't do a sultry voice, I'm sorry. I looked around the room. On the couch. Get on the couch. I sat down. Strip. That escalated quickly. She said all of it with an even tone. What for? To inspect. To auscultate? Auscultate? I'm not familiar with that. To check on your health, you know. By the way, my name is Violetta, but you can call me Viola. She turned to me. What are you waiting for? Strip. But I have no health issues. I've got this. I neatly gave her the paper. Later. She took the stethoscope off her neck, seeming like she intended to probe me with it. But then someone knocked on the door. The nurse answered unwillingly. Come in. In a moment the door opened widely, and Electronic rushed inside. Hello? I fell during the football game. Nonsense, of course, I'm okay, but Olga Dmitrievna... There was a massive bruise under Electronic's eye. I doubt that this could be a football injury. Sit down, I'll have a look, she said to him. And you, pass me your checklist. The nurse quickly signed it and continued. If something hurts, come to me immediately. Pioneer. It's almost like you said, cowboy. I decided not to answer and went out, closing the door behind me. That nurse is surely something else. Finally, I got all the signatures. Now I had to go back to Olga Dmitrievna and give it to her. She was sitting in front of her cabin reading a book. Doesn't look like a good role model for the perfect pioneer that she was planning to turn me into. I wonder if her responsibilities extended beyond giving fiery speeches at the lineup, scolding Ilyana, and getting involved into my moral, physical, and ideological growth. Here. I offered her my checklist. She placed it in her pocket without even looking at the signatures. Great, I could have signed it myself without going anywhere. Perfect. So did you meet our nurse? Yeah. For some reason, her question sent shivers down my spine. Which club have you signed up for? I didn't. I need to think first. That's a pity. It's vital for you to sign in somewhere tomorrow. Of course. Sure. Right. It's time to go to dinner. About time. I was getting hungry. I headed to the canteen together with Olga Dmitrievna. I looked at the sky and noticed that the sun was already setting. On the porch stood Elisa, Electronic, who miraculously doesn't have a bruise under his eye anymore, Olyana, and Slavia. As we came up, I heard what they were talking about. And never call me Devashay again, or you'll get another one. I didn't call you that. You're hearing things. He did, I heard it all. You weren't even there. I was in the bushes. Come on, you guys, stop it. So it wasn't a football injury Electronic suffered earlier today. The nurse did a good job. I couldn't even see his black eye. Oh, well, there you go. Olga Dmitrievna came up to them and asked about the ruckus. What happened? Elisa and Chizikov. I didn't do anything. She shrugged with antipathy and went inside. Right, dinner time. I entered last. There weren't too many free seats. There were a few free chairs near Elisa across the canteen, but I'd sooner starve for a week or two than risk my head near her. There was also a seat near Ilyana, but I'm not into traditional Chinese whatever crawls cuisine. Finally, a free chair near Miku. Looks like I'll have to pick my poison. You mind if I sit here? Oh yeah, sure. No, I don't mind. Yes, you can sit here. I sat down. Look, it's buckwheat today. Do you like buckwheat? And chicken. I don't like chicken. Well, not that I don't like it. But if you'd ask me what would I prefer, say stroganoff beef or ragout? No, maybe just a hamburger. Or a rump steak. Do you like rump steak? That's not innuendo at all. I'm not that picky about my food, and that's the simple truth. Oh, is that so? But the desserts, they aren't really good here. I like ice cream. Do you like ice cream? I just love 48 Kopecks and Leningradsko. Oh, sorry, I keep talking about myself. Apparently these are ice cream brands that are popular in the late Soviet Union. Maybe you like Eskimo better? Dinner was starting to get on my nerves thanks to such company. And I'm not the kind of person that can just ignore someone who's talking to them, even her. We're at the same table after all. I once bought a waffle cone and started eating, and then you know what? I found a screw there. A real screw. Can you imagine that? Or was it a bolt? What's a bolt? I don't really know. Screws are those that you tighten with screwdrivers, and bolts are those that you turn with a wrench, yes? If there was a speed eating contest going on, I would probably be in the top 3 winners by now. Right. I'll be going. Enjoy your meal. I got up and headed outside. Miku was saying something, but her words were drowned by the crowd of loudly dining pioneers. I went out and sat on the stairs, waiting for my dinner to settle down a bit. I just sat there and watched night falling. Everything is so lively here during the day. Kids laughing and yelling happily, fooling and running around, constant chatter, games going on, and swimming at the beach. But after dark, the camp changes entirely. The sounds of day were swapped for silence, only now and then broken by crickets chirping or a night bird. The camp was going to sleep. In every shadow you could see things. Maybe a ghost. Or a spirit of the forest, or a wild animal. A human being would be the last thing to expect. That is how it looked last night. And now, the locals followed their routine very strictly. In the day, the camp was theirs. In the night, it belonged more to the forces of nature than to humans. Someone touched my shoulder. I looked back. It was Electronic. Let's go play cards. Cards? Yep, I invented a new game. A good one. Good? Like how? Well, first we gotta find the cards. Then I'll tell you. Then go find them. What's the problem? Only Olga Dmitrievna has them, and she won't give them to me. Why so? Well, the last time when Olga Dmitrievna and Slavia came out onto the porch. Olga Dmitrievna, Semyon just wanted to ask you about the possibility of getting playing cards. Actually, for what purpose? We invented a new game. Not we, you did. What game? I need the cards to show you. I don't like this. Well, if Semyon is with you, then perhaps it's okay. To be really honest, we'll go fetch them together, Olga Dmitrievna. Should I go get the cards with Slavia or go alone? Oh, we gotta go with Slavia. Come on. If you don't mind. Sure, let's go. We headed towards my cabin. Roughly halfway there, Slavia stopped. Hey, I just remembered. The cards are in my cabin. Good timing. And where's that? It's just down this road. Let's go. We reached a cabin that, in fact, looked more like a trailer. Just wait here a minute. I'll be back. It took her just a few seconds to come back. There. She showed me a deck of pretty worn-out cards. These must be marked in and out. That's unsportsmanlike. What happened to fair play? Tell me about it. It's hard to cheat when you don't know the rules. Shall we go? Sure, let's go. On our way back, I decided to try and find out about something. How long have you been here? In this camp? About a week. I see, and where did you come from? I'm from the north. That is... the cold north. She looked at me and smiled. Looks like nobody in this camp is inclined to answer even the most innocent of questions. I tried to approach from another angle. And, what do you like? What do you mean? Well, your hobbies. Oh, I like nature. Strange. She's not very talkative today for some reason. Nature? I see. Want to become a natural historian? More like a normal historian. I was always interested in our nation's history. That would suit her well indeed. It appeared that among all the locals, she was the only one who had nothing to hide. Which probably, like I said, she has the most to hide. Dude, ding, 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 warning bells, warning bells. What if she came here just like me and simply could not trust anyone enough to tell? I tried testing the waters. And why did you choose this camp? I didn't. My parents got a voucher for me from their work. Another failure. Well, if you could choose, it's nice here. I don't think I would choose some other place if I could. Here, it's like you are becoming another person. That wasn't how I saw it. What do you mean, another person? It's just that there's so many possibilities. You can learn so much, meet so many new, interesting people here. Now she started to sound like our chief, which raised a red flag for me. Now it raises a red flag? I decided to stop with the questions for now. When we came back, Olga Dmitrievna told Slavia, I just remembered that the cards were at your place. It's okay, we got it. Good, good. Slavia and Olga Dmitrievna went inside. I was going to follow, but someone grabbed my hand. Elisa. Her gaze sent a shiver down my spine. Not a nice one. You want something? I asked carefully. You're going to play this stupid game? Yeah? Something wrong with that? Nope, nothing. She was turning to leave, but then slowly looked back and smiled. So you play cards? A little. I couldn't figure out what she wanted. So only Durak and that's it? As if you're a poker star. Well, yeah, technically. Then you don't have a chance. Why? Because. Why does she always look so angry? I'm just asking. So you know the rules? Of course. Well, then you'll have the upper hand. I couldn't see why we would go on talking and motion towards the door. Why do you keep trying to leave? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Let's make a bet. What do you mean? You're such a slowpoke. The cards, what else? And what do you want to bet on? That I'll win. That's quite a possible outcome, I agreed calmly. So, are you afraid? No, I'm not. I'm not big on bets when I don't like my chances. And you're not big on taking risks, too. Such an astute observation. I'm impressed. Right, then I... No, you're not. Now what? I sighed in exhaustion. She was starting to annoy me with her rubbish talk about some pointless bet. If you won't bet with me, I'll tell everyone that you tried to seduce me. What? You heard me. I could imagine her doing this. Don't be stupid. Who's going to believe you? I've been here less than 2 days. Besides, want to try your luck? Right. And what will happen if I win? I won't tell anyone anything. And if I lose? Slowpoke mode again? I'll tell everyone you tried to seduce me. I told you already. So, you're telling me now that I have to work to prove that I didn't do something when I didn't actually do it. If that's how you want to look at it. Not a simple decision. On the one hand, it was stupid to agree. I didn't know the rules and gambling wasn't my thing. On the other hand, she could really make my life hell. And I'm going to end it there because we're already pretty long. So that's the end of this episode of my playthrough of Everlasting Summer. If you like the video, click that big old thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel to watch all my future videos, including reviews of light novels that I typically do once a week. Thanks very much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, bye-bye for now.